Let me ask you something real. Why is it that some men pass through a woman's life like shadows, gone, forgotten, without trace, while others linger, carved into her memory, echoing in moments she never expected to remember? It's not about money. It's not about looks. It's not even about charisma. What makes a man unforgettable is not what he gives a woman, but what he awakens within her. It's about emotion, the invisible language of the human mind that writes memory not in logic, but in feeling. Because here's the truth. Women never truly forget a man who reaches them beyond the surface. They remember the experience of being seen, being safe, being inspired, being understood. Every one of those feelings leaves a trace, an emotional fingerprint that time cannot erase. And if you understand this, you'll realize, being unforgettable isn't about performance. It's about presence. It's about the kind of energy you bring into someone's world. So let's go deeper. Here are the 5 things women never forget about a man, not because they're romantic gestures, but because they resonate with the deepest layers of female psychology. Most people move through life unseen. They speak, but no one really listens. They reveal pieces of themselves, but few ever stop long enough to care. That's why a woman never forgets the man who truly sees her, the one who notices her tone when she's tired, the spark in her eyes when she talks about her dreams, the small details that others overlook. When you listen to understand, not to reply, you give her something sacred, recognition. And recognition is one of the most powerful emotional experiences in the human brain. It tells her, you matter. You exist here, and I see you. Memory is wired to emotion. So, when she feels deeply understood, that memory becomes permanent. She may forget what you wore, what car you drove, or the words you said, but she will never forget how she felt when you listened and made her feel real. Listening isn't passive. It's active intimacy. The second kind of man a woman never forgets is the one who doesn't let her settle for the smaller version of herself. Anyone can comfort her. Few can awaken her. Growth is uncomfortable, it forces confrontation with fear, self-doubt, and limitation. But when a man looks at a woman and sees not only who she is, but who she could become, and gently, consistently calls that higher self forward, he becomes unforgettable. You're not controlling her path. You're empowering it. You're saying, I see more in you than you've learned to see in yourself. People remember those who shift their story. And when a woman realizes she became stronger, braver, or wiser because of you, even if you're no longer there, she'll carry that memory forever. Because every victory she wins afterwards will whisper, he believed in me before I believed in myself. That's not romance. That's impact. Consistency is quiet power. In a world full of promises, the man who follows through becomes rare, and rarity is memorable. Women don't remember what you promised, they remember what you proved. When you say you'll call and you do, when you say you'll show up and you're there, when your actions build a pattern of reliability, she begins to feel safe in your presence. And safety is the foundation of all attraction. Consistency teaches her one truth, I can count on him. And the human brain forms long-term memories around people who provide emotional stability. So be the man whose word holds weight. Not through grand gestures, but through the quiet, unbroken rhythm of showing up. Because that rhythm becomes a heartbeat she can still feel even when you're gone. There's a difference between protection and control. Control limits her freedom, protection expands it. It says, you can move through the world freely, because I've got your back. A woman never forgets the man who made her feel safe, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. When you stand up for her when someone disrespects her, when you defend her dignity, when your presence says you're safe here without words, it rewires something ancient in her biology. Protection is one of the oldest instincts tied to love and memory. But in the modern world, that protection isn't about dominance, it's about devotion. You're not guarding her, you're honoring her. And she'll remember that long after she's forgotten every compliment she's ever received. This is the highest level of connection. A woman never forgets the man who left her transformed. Every meaningful relationship changes us, but some people leave scars, while others leave strength. Be the latter. Maybe you taught her patience by how you handled conflict. Maybe you reminded her of her worth by the way you treated her. Maybe you helped her rediscover joy or inspired her to pursue a forgotten dream. When she looks back years later, she may not remember the timeline of your love, but she will feel gratitude for the way she grew through knowing you. That's what it means to leave someone better than you found them. That's legacy. And legacies live forever.